about just after 8 a.m. Hang on, double check. Not that it matters. 8:29 a.m. and it's really bright out here. So there you go. I'm at Marks 4 Drive, the legends that helped me out with putting this LS in my car. Drove over yesterday. You seem to be overdone with me doing road trip videos, so there's no point in me filming driving Adelaide to Melbourne again. I could have just used the footage from last time, to be honest, but yeah, drove over, about a tank and a half of fuel in the 80, just cruising, and yeah, good morning. I'm going to go over and bug these guys because they want to have a camera in their face this time of day.
Move Frank in.
Oh, there they are.
Oh no.
Likely mob. Alright, let's have a look around.
Another factory tour if anyone wants to join us.
They're going to get caught on the speed hump.
My name's Jeff, I'm the Chief Design Engineer here at Marks 4 Drive, so we're just going to do a little bit of a tour. Firstly, this is our packing and storage area here. There are some boys working around here shipping parts out. They're doing that all the time. All these components that you see here, these aluminium components, these are all designed in-house and machined in-house. And on this equipment we're about to see, these are all adapters to suit different engines onto different gearboxes for different vehicles, transfer box adapters. We buy in the castings from the foundry as a raw product, and then they go through our machines and they come out completed like this. All right, so as I said, everything that we make is all done in-house. We do sell outside products, like as you can see, oil filters, different types of brakes and everything like that, but all the Marks stuff is designed and made in-house.
We ship around the globe to places like USA, Canada, UK, Iceland, Chile, Finland, Zambia, Netherlands, Spain, Saudi Arabia and South Africa, and anywhere in between. So currently the guys pick anywhere between 30 to 50 different orders every day, and then out the door. So every day couriers come through, Australia Post, DHL, direct freight, and that runs 5 days a week at the moment.
All these machines in here are computer operated. It's called CNC machineries. We buy in all our raw materials or our castings, and they go through these machines as different processes. As an example, this job here, we buy in the steel like that. We buy it cut to length. Depending on what the part is, will depend on the grade of material. There's a lot of different grades of material, and they're all got a specific use. That part goes in this machine, and that's the finished product, right? This particular gear. So this machine profiles it into this shape, then it goes across to the factory next door to us, where we cut the gear teeth on it and the splines. It then will go out for heat treatment, where it gets hardened, and when it comes back to us, then we grind. We do all the important sizes, like finish grind the bore and we grind the teeth, which gives you that silent running of our gear sets. That's just one part out of a gear cluster. Another part, this is an input shaft where we adapt a different gearbox onto a particular transfer box. If you want to put a Holden automatic into your Nissan Patrol or your Toyota, we make up these different adapter shafts that change the spline from one to the other. This is a transfer box adapter designed in-house. As you can see, that's just a raw casting. That's how it comes to us from the foundry. It goes into this machine behind me and it comes out like that. So that's the advantage of the CNC type of machinery. Once it's programmed and the tooling's set up, we just have to bolt the raw casting into the machine, press the button, and it comes out like that. Makes it sound simple, doesn't it? But there's a lot of process in the programming and the tooling setup. Once again, this is Oh, it's been machined on one side, but as you can see, it's a raw casting on this side. This is a swivel housing for a Toyota Landcruiser. That's where you get your steering on the front. Now, the factory Toyota swivel housings are two-piece. These arms bolt onto this section, and under extremely hard use or being up the bush doing a lot of hard work, they can come loose and the arms will start to move on it. And sometimes the studs will break and it falls apart. With our portals, the portals and bigger wheels do put extra stress on these components. So we've redesigned it and cast it as one piece and put extra webbing, so it creates a much stronger swivel housing. So it goes into this machine over here like that, and once again it will come out like that, all fully machined. And we can bolt that straight on then. Once again in here, another gear blank that we machine. We just buy in a solid billet of steel. It goes through the lathe where it's turned into that shape. Gear cut, sent out for heat treatment, then we finish grind it. So we do a lot of gear sets for different vehicles, especially Toyotas and Nissans. Some conversions we need to make a flywheel, which bolts onto the back of the engine. So once again, that's brought in as just a raw billet of steel. It goes through the lathe, it's fully turned and drilled and tapped. From there, then we put a gear on it, it's ready to go straight into the vehicle. In the big milling machine behind us here, this big blue thing, it's where we do our diff housings. With our portal conversions, we do a GVM upgrade, which allows your vehicle to carry more weight. We have to make a heavy duty housing. So this is fully fabricated here in the shop. We buy in the steel plate for the pumpkin area. We fold it in-house and you'll see where that's done in a minute. We machine everything, weld it together, then it's finished machined in here, ready to go straight into the car. This here is a portal housing. Once again, comes in as a raw casting, then we fully machine it in this machine here. As you can see with the portal axle, normally the wheel is in line with that bore there. Once you bolt the portal housing on, the wheel is in line with this bore down here. That's you've got 101 millimetres difference there, so that's what gives the vehicle the extra height. Instead of the wheel being here, it's down here. And we put a set of gears in there, which alters the ratio slightly, so that when they're fitted up to the car with big wheels, your speedo still reads the right speed, and you've still got the same amount of torque and engine revs as you had previously. We send parts out for heat treatment, and they come back to be finished ground. We grind them in this room here. We've got our grinding machines. We keep this room sealed to try and keep a constant temperature, because as the temperature rises and decreases, the size of the material changes. You're only talking very fine amounts, but when you're trying to grind something to really super tight tolerances, you have to have a constant temperature. So anything going through the grinding process goes in this room, temperature stabilises, then it's ground, and then it comes out and it's finished. This is another part of our diff housings we make. We buy in the steel, the tubing, that's a bit of hollow tube. We machine the ends, we laser cut this part on the end and weld it on, and that will then go into the diff assembly and be fully welded from there. If you want to come through to our assembly shop, these vehicles here have come straight from Toyota. They're not registered yet. They're all waiting to have portals fitted. The portals are always fitted pre-registration. When they leave here, they go back to the dealer. When the customer buys that vehicle, he's buying then an unmodified vehicle. That's what second stage manufacture is about. So we're still, as far as the customer's concerned and the government's concerned, the vehicle is still being manufactured. So it was a long process that we had to go through. This company cost a lot of money and cost a lot of time. We had to be approved through Canberra. And so we've got this second stage manufacture verification. So that's why the vehicles come straight to us before they get registered. So if anybody wants the portals, they pick up their car, that's how it came out of the factory. It's not modified in any way. So they're all waiting their turn. In here we've got 3 vehicles. One is finished with portals. The second one has got the portal axles fitted to the front, but it's still got the factory rear. We haven't done it yet. And the one on the end has got portal axles fitted front and rear. So if you wanted to have a look at those, you're welcome. You'll get a better idea of how the portal gearbox works on the vehicle. As you can see, if you compare those ones out there to the height of this one, as you can see, it's this one here has the factory rear axle on it. You can see the wheel is in line with the axle tube. Whereas this one here, you can see the wheel is much lower than the axle tube. It takes us about 3 days we can do a portal truck in, but then again, it can vary because a lot of customers want bull bars fitted and side rails, and then they want a tray fitted or a box fitted or different suspension. Some customers want a chassis extension. We don't do those in-house, we send those out to be extended, then they'll come back to us to have the portals fitted. And if they want a GVM upgrade or heavier springs, it's whatever the customer wants we can supply. Like this, bit of flat steel, we put it into a cutter, and it comes out cut to shape. All right. From there it will go into, if it needs it, the next machine, which is our folding machine, and it folds them into this shape, and then this one has got welding, as you can see around it. That's the diff housing, or part of it, the pumpkin we call it. That's now ready to go straight onto the tubes, which we saw in there. Those tubes, they get welded into each end. And these are the spring hangers. Once again, it was flat plate, we fold it, we fit the nuts on it, they will then get welded to the tube. We have a robot welder in here, which is this machine here. We're doing some engine mounts at the moment. As you can see, there's about 20 odd engine mounts bolted up in there. Once we bolt them up, we shut the door, press the button, that robotic arm comes round and it will do all the welding. It fully rotates sideways, up, down, round and round, and does the whole lot. Here's some of our tow bars. They're getting welded in here. In fact, there's one in the welding bay at the moment on the jig. These ones here are finished. They're now ready to be sent out for powder coating.
Right, so I haven't spoken to her agent yet to get approval to shoot, but that's Ellen, the famous Ellen Dewar from 4x4 and every other magazine under the sun. Melbourne's that way about 200 k's. Yeah. Oh, just down underneath there.
Show us the beast.
Ooh, it's dusty.
Oh, look at my little footstool's still not even quite enough, is it? The vertically challenged.
You got the screen? You'll be alright.
That's for the screen.
So I haven't seen Ellen for about 2 years, I reckon. 2 and a bit now, actually. We were like
adventure.
Team A and B on our Tassie adventure just before I smashed my shoulder to pieces. So what are we doing today?
What are we doing? We're taking some pictures of this beast.
Some Pikachus
Pikachus.
in like this mildly electrical area.
Zing zing. So we're going to do some fast cornering. We might make some splash. Do a bit of splash.
I'll have to wash my car.
Mud.
Crap.
Wow.
That's Ellen's FJ.
Clean up them dirty Maestro. Alright.
It's actual evidence of me full driving. The Landcruiser. It's dirty! Very dirty. No, this is cool. Tell me what's going on here. You guys, just another conversion package you're selling now?
Yeah, this was one that we'd been trying for a long time to try and work something out that would fit in here perfectly. It's a cool car, and obviously a lot cooler once it's got an LS into it. So yeah, we've been working on it tirelessly. It's been a work in progress, but now we're happy with the final product, and yeah, excited to get it out there to everybody.